to the end, and we gotta talk about Game of Thrones, bro. What the hell is going on, bro? Yo, okay. I'm calm, I'm collected. But let's talk about the last 3 episodes. Okay? So, you saw my initial reaction to episode 2. Saw my initial reaction, episode 3, Arya Stark MVP. You saw my full length reaction for episode 4 last night. Oh my god. Alright, so let's just go back to episode 2. Episode 2 was a calm before the storm. You know, nothing bad. It was fine. Much to be expected. It was boring, but it was boring in a quote-unquote for some of you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I enjoyed that one perfectly fine. Lots of character development, a lot of classic character development for Thrones that I missed. I loved all that stuff. We got to see some little Arya Genji little action. I'm like, yo, okay. I'm sure, like most fans, I was kind of weirded out. Not because it was a sex scene. I mean, like, I got no problem with no sex scenes. But it was because it was Arya Stark. And Arya Stark, well, we've seen her since she was pretty small. And it's kind of weird. Like, it's weird. Because we've known her since she was small. But, you know, the actress, she's, I think, 21. She's 18 on the show. So, I mean, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly legal and all that good shit. But, yeah, that was it. She must have got some good dick. Because, like, the next episode, she's the one, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night. By the way, cheap plug. If you haven't seen that, Arya Stark is the one that lands a killing blow on the Night King, killing the army, effectively just destroying the army of the dead. So Arya MVP, you know, my ride or die, you know, all that good shit. Her fight scenes in the episode of The Long Night with the dual. At one point, she was dual wielding because it's a detachable staff with 2 obsidian blades at each end. So that was pretty cool. At no point was she freaking out. She was totally calm, collected. She didn't take her time, but like she was well grounded. She had no fear, so she was perfectly fine. She was doing great until she did hit her head and she lost her weapon. Of course, she's gonna be disoriented. Her weapon, she doesn't have a weapon anymore, so she of course couldn't fight. So she resorted to running. When she was inside the castle library, sneaking around, doing, you know, that one mission in every, like, game where you gotta sneak past the enemy. I felt like watching a video game gameplay, no lie. So that was pretty good. Moving on to the big 2. Daenerys and Jon flying around on their little dragons, burning shit up. Daenerys did not want to stick to the plan, but I think the plan was flawed from the beginning. Use the dragons to just mow down the army of the dead. That would have been perfectly fine. Melisandre lighting up the fire, the torches of the Dothraki. I mean, the swords of the Dothraki, which is really good because they did not have any Valyrian steel or dragon glass weapons that I saw. So that was good. But yeah, overall the battle was good. It was a little bit dark, but I was fine with that. Theon Greyjoy dies defending Bran. He got the closure that he needed from Bran, which was really good. You're a good man. Goodbye. It's been real. Theon Greyjoy. Lots of real ones in this episode. Jorah, he got the most character perfect death. Okay, so he's dedicated his entire life to Daenerys Targaryen. There was really no other way for him to go. I don't think anyone expected him to die of old age or die. Like, there was no other way besides apart from him dying defending the queen that he loved but could not love him back. Lord Friendzone, you will be missed. Going back to Jorah, his cousin, Lyanna Mormont went out like a boss, okay? Took down a giant with her, the smallest character, killing the most giant character, pun intended, because it was a giant. But yeah, that was really cool. Little David and Goliath, just a little bit, like with the eye, and just a little bit biblical. Not that I don't care, you know. Sansa. Her scenes with Daenerys in episode 2, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, they were good. She was saying, what about the North? Because, listen, the North been through some shit, okay? They lost Ned Stark, Catelyn Stark. Well, I mean, Catelyn wasn't really much. Robb Stark. They lost Rickon Stark. They lost the castle. The castle got burned down, rebuilt, taken over by the Boltons. They had to fight for it. Nah. Sansa's like, yo, we been through some shit. Like, we not bending the knee to nobody. Listen, my brother may have bent the knee to get some pussy, but like, nah, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. That was all Jon, okay? You can take Jon. Like, take him if you want. Marry him, you know, that's good. But the North, we ain't bowing down to nobody, okay? So if you wanna get our respect, you gotta listen. I understand you want the throne, but listen, we ain't even got no resources to give you. Like, what? We gonna give you gold? No, we don't got gold. We don't got no grain to give you. We don't really contribute that much to the realm except for protected from the White Walkers, who are no longer a threat now. So listen, when this is all over, like, we gonna stay here. Alright? We independent. And you try to fight us, listen. Just stay where you are. Just stay south, we stay north, okay? I feel like that's what the mentality of the North is. And I can understand why the Northern Lords don't trust her, because, listen, the Northern Lords, the North itself has just been through a lot of betrayals and shit like that, so they don't trust nobody but the Starks, okay? There's not a single Northerner who trusts anyone who lives south of the Neck, which is as far south as the North gets. The southern border of the North is in the swamps of the Neck. So, once you pass there, don't trust nobody. So, there's that. Yeah, the battle was good. The dialogue, I like the dialogue in episode 2. The characters come together. Tormund's in love with freaking Brienne. I love that. Well, Jaime, Brienne chemistry right there. Jaime knights Brienne, so that was good. That's why it's called A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, referencing Brienne, blah, blah, you know, poetic and stuff like that. So, we got that out of the way. I personally enjoyed episode 3. I don't have any problem. I understand the difference between the book and the show. The show and the book are two different things. I did have some predictions on how the Night King would go. I did have predictions on how the story was going to end with the Night King. But, again, going back to the books, there's no real Night King. There's no real leader of the White Walkers in the book. So it wouldn't have made sense to, have so much to use the book as a way to predict the ending of the show, because there's no Night King. So they did say it was similar, but I can separate the two. So from a plot wise, I can understand what they're trying to do. The entire promotion has been for the thrones, so suffice to say that the show is going to end with a conflict for the throne, not between the Army of the Dead. So the Army of the Dead is going to be kind of like a B plot, a side plot, to the main overarching story of Game of Thrones. It's going to explain how the Game of Thrones is going to end. The White Walkers don't really factor in that much on the show. In the books, however, it can be a completely different story. Now, pushing that aside, if you take the mentality of being a book only, or even a show watcher only, like, don't be too hard on like the episodes, because it's mostly for the throne. It's Game of Thrones. We're talking about the throne here. We're talking about more of the people, the political side, and we will explore. We actually see more of that in episode 4, called, I think, The Last of the Starks. Yes, it's called The Last of the Starks. So that's fun. So moving that out of the way, if you subvert your expectations for what the season is supposed to be, get all those get all the mythological stuff out of your head with the Night King, and just see him as just what they were, like a zombie apocalypse that they overcame, you'll be able to move forward with the season and be like, huh, this is wild. Which we do see in episode 4. Shit got wild. So, moving to episode 4. I'm gonna watch the preview for episode 5 in a little bit, but God. Episode 4, The Last of the Starks, we see a lot of different characters talking. We start with the funeral of all the fallen people, the men who died during the long night, which was episode 3. They died we get a funeral for Jorah, for Dolorous Edd, for all the people who died during the battle. And they have a little feast at the end. I mean, they have a little feast after the funeral, later that day, and to celebrate, the victory. And we get our first not big shocker, but like interesting plot line where we start off with Gendry's like, hey, yo, where are you at? Like, where are you? Like, he's like, where's Arya? Trying to go. And we get a little interaction between the Hound and Gendry. Is like, really? You thinking about getting pussy now? Like, everyone just died. That's what you're thinking about? And he's like, yo, that's not what I'm thinking about. I mean, it is, but when you put it that way. And then Hound's like, nah, bro, you good. I feel you. Go look for your girl. I don't care. Just give me some chicken, some wine, I'm good. That's pretty much the Hound. And Gendry just goes off and, go looking for Arya. But before he could leave, Daenerys is like, Gendry! And at that point, I was like, shit. What's gonna happen? Like, because Daenerys, she be wilding sometimes. So I'm like, fuck, what's gonna happen here? And then she's like, oh, I heard your father was Robert Baratheon. Now, did you know that Robert Baratheon killed my brother, right? Rhaegar. Did you know that? And did you know that your father tried to kill me a bunch of times? Did you know that? And I'm just like, fuck. And then Gendry's like, listen, fam, I didn't even know he was my dad till after he was dead. Okay? So I had nothing to do with this. Okay? This not me. I'm just trying to go get my nut in real quick. And then Daenerys is like, yes, he's dead. And his 2 brothers. In fact, who's the Lord of Storm's End right now? And everyone's looking at her like, nigga, what? I don't think she's thought that through, because I don't expect anyone in the North or in the Vale to know or care who's the Lords of Storm's End right now, because the Stormlands are super, super south. So they're just like, yeah, we don't really care. We just fought ice zombies. Who the fuck cares about who's the Lord of Storm's End right now? So it was kind of like, why'd you ask the question? It was kind of a useless question. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but it was kind of a useless question, in my opinion. So there's that. So there's no effective Lord of Storm's End right now. And so Daenerys is like, I mean, you helped fight in the battle. You ride or die right now. So, hey, you now the Lord of Storm's End. Congratulations. I legitimize you. You are no longer a bastard. You are now the lawful son of Robert Baratheon, heir to Storm's End and an amazing castle. And I was like, yo, that's cool. And then that's when I noticed that she's looking. And I noticed Varys looking behind her, and I'm like, wait, there's something shady going on. And I'm like, yo. She was basically effectively buying Gendry's loyalty, being sneaky and shit, buying Gendry's loyalty, and like effectively what's the word? And effectively, getting the support of the Stormlands, which I don't know how much armies they have or like how much men they have, but that can factor in. And people are starting to notice that. Like, the higher ups are noticing that. Like, I think Tyrion noticed that. Varys definitely noticed that. Sansa definitely noticed that. But everyone's kind of like, hey, Daenerys, chill. And so Daenerys starts to actually enjoy the feast. But then Tormund Giantsbane kind of starts, hyping Jon up like, yo, how many people have got stabbed in the heart, died, and got resurrected, okay? Like, this nigga right, he the realest nigga, right? He's a king right here, and everyone's just kind of like, okay. Daenerys is kind of just like, because keep in mind, Daenerys does know the secret, and it's kind of like, eh. So Daenerys this episode, kind of see her progressively going kind of crazy, just a little bit crazy. So it factors into the Varys and Tyrion plotline at the end. So Daenerys basically ends up telling Jon, hey, yo, we can't tell nobody, okay? Because Jon is like, hey, listen, I don't want the crown, I don't want the throne, yo, I bend my knee to you, okay? I bent the knee to bend you over, but that's besides the point. I also bent the knee for you. And into you. And, that's besides the point. The point is, I don't want the throne. I just want to love you. And in the back of my head, I'm just like, yo, if y'all just get married, this solution is over. Like, everyone knows you love him and he loves you. So, like, I mean, there is a little thing that, she's his aunt. But, I mean, like, incest is wincest, right? But no, in all seriousness, and actually Varys actually made the same joke. He's like, she's his aunt, and then Jenny's like, yo, the Targaryens don't really give a shit about that. But Jon Snow might have a problem with that, which makes sense. That's kind of something I've always wondered. I'm like, how are they gonna get together? But if Daenerys ends up being pregnant, however, I'm just saying. But yeah. Moving on to that, we do get to see a lot of interaction between the different characters. We do end up getting Jon effectively after saying, hey, I gotta tell my family. And he tells his family. He ends up telling Bran to tell Sansa and Arya. And Arya and Sansa, they swear not to tell. And then not even 3 hours go by and she ends up telling Tyrion, who ends up telling Varys. And as Varys said, it's not a secret anymore, it's information. Which is true, because if other people find out, it's going to be problematic. Because they're going to want Jon on the throne. And let's be real, Jon, based on the actions of Daenerys in this episode, I honestly am starting to believe that maybe Jon is a little bit better for the throne. Even though he doesn't want it. But I truly believe that I'm starting to really believe in that Sansa deserves to be on the throne. Because she doesn't want to be on the throne, but she'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to accept this throne, but like, I don't want the throne, I want what's best for the people. And if what's best for the people happens to be me sitting on the throne, then I guess I'll take the throne. That's kind of her, that's where her headspace is at. So Daenerys wants it too much, Jon doesn't want it at all. Sansa's just kind of like, I just want what's best for the people. So Sansa's kind of like in the middle. They're like, yo, middle to the side. Like, hey, I don't want to be, but if what's best for everyone is me being on the throne, then I guess I have no choice but to be on the throne. And skipping over throughout the episode, it's pretty much more political bullshit, but we got to talk about the big shit. Sansa was, okay, so it starts off when Sansa's like, hey, listen, our troops are tired, okay? Everyone's tired. Let's take a rest for a second. Let's heal up. Let's just take a chill pill for a second, okay? And then Daenerys is like, I came all the way up here to help y'all niggas. And as soon as I need help, y'all want to rest up. I'm like, bitch, if you would have think she was a petty black woman. You would have thought she was a petty black woman. I'm like, yo, Daenerys, that's not what we're talking about. Your dragon is injured. He has holes in his wings. Why don't we just take a minute and let him rest? Okay? Let the dragon rest. You know, let some of your men rest. Let some people mourn, okay? We just lost a lot of people. Let some niggas get their nut in. Like, let's take a second here, okay? Let's take a second to recuperate, regroup, reassess the situation, and then formulate a proper plan to kill Cersei. Okay, Cersei's on the throne. She's still there. Okay, we good. She doesn't have a lot of support. She only has the Golden Company and the Iron Fleet. We have 2 dragons. We have the Unsullied. Well, we have half the remaining. We have the remaining Unsullied. We have the remaining Dothraki. We have the remaining Knights of the Vale. We have the remaining Wildlings, and we have the remaining Northern Army. That is 6 different areas of attack that you have. Not to mention trebuchets. You can take some time to build some trebuchets. You know, prepare a proper siege. Okay? Daenerys, like, chill. We understand you're a hothead being a Targaryen and all, but chill. Okay? All you could have done, just sat there, chill out, you know, make a proper plan, heal up, and then take the fight to Cersei. Because, hey, take your time, bruh. It's in the middle of winter. Y'all don't have that much resources, so chill. Okay? Let's not take some unnecessary risks. Because let's be real. I'm pretty sure word has reached the capital that the Night King is destroyed. And that y'all won. So if y'all gonna go south, where is the first place that everyone knows you're gonna go? Dragonstone. And that brings us to the twist. So Daenerys doesn't listen to anybody. So she takes her fleet down to Dragonstone. And she's like, okay, nothing can possibly happen. I'm sure, you know, the entire world knows that we won. Let's just head to the most obvious place that I'm gonna go. And sure enough, Euron Greyjoy is there waiting with some Scorpion 2.0 ready to take on the dragons. And he does. He takes down Rhaegal and effectively killing Rhaegal. Hits him in the heart, hits him in one of the wings, so he's struggling to fly away. He starts to get away, and then boom, right straight through the neck. Dies. And whose fault is that? Daenerys' fault. Why? For not listening to Sansa, who should be the rightful queen. There you go. Rant over. No, but in all seriousness, like, dude, you should have just listened. Just listen to the people. Like, if you just listen to what they were saying, you wouldn't be in this situation. Okay? You would not have had any issues, no problems, no nothing. But because you decided to take unnecessary risks, you lost one of your child, and the Iron Fleet ended up capturing Missandei, which, you know, did not sit well with, you know, anyone. Grey Worm. And it was funny because Sansa's reading the freaking thing and she's like, I told this fucking bitch, yo. And Jon's on his way down there, so Jon's probably fucked too. Jaime, who, oh, by the way, fucked the night. Him and Brienne, that was kind of a shock. I'm like, oh, okay, I see ya. I'm like, hey. Took her virginity, you know, all that good shit. Jaime hears of this, and it seems like, oh, he's being an asshole, he's gonna go back to Cersei. No, he's going down there to kill Cersei. Okay, let's be real. Jaime ain't going back to, Jaime ain't going back there. Okay, let's be real. She's a bit, Brienne is a big woman. You know, she just lost her virginity. She was his first. I'm pretty sure she's kind of tight down there. Cersei, however, has had 3 children and she's pregnant right now. And has had a lot of dick. Probably not as tight. So I don't think Jaime's going down there for the pussy. I'm just saying. What I think is that Jaime's going down there to kill Cersei. That's it. Point blank, period. Jaime's going down there to kill Cersei. He decides to be an asshole to Brienne to discourage her from following him. And to, you know, kind of just be like, okay, ripping off the bandage quick. He's like, no, I can't be here. I cannot let myself submit to my temptation and stay here and be happy. I need to go down there, infiltrate the kingdom, and kill Cersei. Okay? Because Cersei on some shady shit. So there was that. Fun fact, we did get to see Bronn. He did arrive, and he did have an little talk between Tyrion and Jaime, and he did threaten to kill them. And Tyrion was like, yo, if you stick with us, well, Bronn was like, yo, I'm pretty sure y'all gonna win. but she promised me Riverrun, okay? Riverrun is a nice looking castle. And then Tyrion is like, yo, fam, chill, bro, okay? Remember I told you? Whatever price, I'll double it. Listen, I'll give you High Garden if you leave us the fuck alone. Alright? I swear my word. On my word, as a Lannister, I'll give you a bigger castle. So Bronn leaves. No, whatever. Back to the main storyline. I mean, not main story, but like back to the episode. Going back towards the end of the episode, we get the death of Missandei. That was sad. The death of Missandei. There's a little standoff. Tyrion is talking to Qyburn and is like, yo, fam, tell the queen that tell my sister that she wildin', okay? We don't gotta kill all the people in the castle, cause we will fuck shit up, okay? We will fuck all y'all niggas. Just chill. And then Qyburn's like, hey fam, like, yo, y'all only got one dragon left. Y'all barely got ships. We got a fresh army right here. Y'all are tired of shit. Y'all should listen to Sansa, but that's not my business. Nah. You gonna die, okay? Surrender or die. That's it. So they're both in a kind of standoff, and then Tyrion's like, yo, you know what? Let me have a heart-to-heart with my sister real quick. Hey, Cersei, you're pregnant. Think about your children. They wouldn't want this, right? Would they? You know, they wouldn't want innocents to die. You're not a monster. I've seen monsters. You're not a monster. So let's work this out. Come on. We will let you live. Just go to Castle Rock. You'll be fine. You know, the kingdom will be in good hands. You can live a nice little life with whoever you want to live your rest of your life with. And that kind of created a little thing, because I'm like, yo. Cersei just told Euron Greyjoy that, oh, she's pregnant, and she claims that it's his, even though we all know it's Jaime's. I'm pretty sure Euron is kind of like, hey, how he know? Like, how does he know? Like, it's kind of like, how does he know? Which means it's probably not Euron's. That could create a conflict. Euron versus Cersei. I'm sensing some backstabbing that's going to be there. Yeah. So yeah, Missandei dies in true fashion, just like Ned Stark died. And it was heartbreaking to watch. And Daenerys is officially gonna go off the rails. She's gonna fuck some shit up. She's gonna fuck some shit up. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, that has been my breakdown video and a recap for the past 2-3 episodes. Game of Thrones season 8, episode 2, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 3, The Long Night, and now episode 4, The Last of the Starks. We have only 2 episodes left. The next episode, episode 5, will be another battle-heavy episode directed by Dave Sapochnik. I don't know if it's Dave, but I know his last name is Sapochnik, so I just got his first name, so there's that. And it's gonna be wild, okay? So I'm gonna go make my reaction for the promo. I was gonna do it in this video, but this video is getting long. So with that being said, winter has fallen in Winterfell. It's gonna be crazy. And post comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought. And if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you did not, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And let me know what your favorite part of the past 3 episodes were. Be sure to go check out my full reactions to episode 4 and the partial full reactions to episode 2 and 3. And I will see you guys in the next video. Winter is coming. Woo!
Be bugging. Nickname is Donna cause these niggas ducking. Got 14 days, my nigga, a fortnight. Guns that you blast, only on Fortnite. Chopper gon' grind you niggas like port runs. Ho call me Batman, nigga, the dark now.